It's called The Phantom Menace.
It's called The Phantom. No, that was what Lucas wanted to do. That hey, you want to look up somebody else's net worth? Since we're on the subject of all-star like directors and how much they've been crushing it. Let me look up what's Lucas's net worth like.
He's worth like $7 billion. He is worth more than any director alive.
6.1 bill.
And that is not because he is a great director. It's because that boy is a brilliant
businessman. Because he is the greatest director. He hasn't won an Oscar, right?
No. Actually,
he's a good director. It's just he's more of a brilliant mind.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not good at making movies, but most of the time he's not the one actually making the movie. Yeah. He'll write it.
No, he's not the best director. He's a brilliant storyteller.
Yes. He comes up with great ideas. Indiana Jones, all that stuff.
75 years old, 5'6", my height, $6.1 billion. Wanted to make Jar Jar Binks the main villain, the Phantom Menace. That was supposed to be Jar Jar Binks.
God.
Like if you look at that footage, all those conversations that Anakin and Padme were having, look in the background. You can see Jar Jar Binks' mouth moving. That was supposed to be him manipulating everybody with the Force. He was supposed to be the Phantom.
The Phantom Menace.
The one pulling all the strings the whole time. And he's married to a black woman. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Lucas, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I could tell he was down with the swirl.
He's a brilliant businessman, and he knows just how valuable his brands are. And he does, like when he sold Star Wars to Disney, that boy made out like with LucasArts and all, he made out like a bandit. And anytime they did any video game, he was getting paid, even if he did nothing for it. He's very good at making that money. There is nobody better in Hollywood than Lucas getting that money. He never has to do anything for the rest of his life. His kids, his grandkids, his great-great-grandkids, they're set.
6.1 billion. What's another director that we can type in?
Let me put this real quick, though, while you're typing. To put that in perspective, though, just how rich a dude like Zuckerberg is, he could buy out Lucas like 10 times, more than 10 times over. It's like, did he really earn that much money? It's like, is he worth that much more than Lucas and Spielberg and Cameron together 10 times?
Probably.
No, it is, but it's like, really, man. But sorry, guys, I'm not really into Facebook.
James Cameron. I mean, not James Cameron. I'm sorry. J.J. Abrams, net worth.
What's he worth?
120 mil. 120 mil. That's lower than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
He's been crushing it, and his production company's been crushing it lately too. That's kind of weird that I swear I would have said over 300. I'm gonna do a guessing game.
Paul Verhoeven.
I'm
curious about Paul Verhoeven.
Paul
P-A-U-L. And then Verhoeven, I think. Paul Verhoeven.
What do you think it's at?
He hasn't been working much lately. I'd say no more than 50. I'd say probably anywhere between 15 and 50, probably 20 or 30.
Paul Verhoeven is a Dutch film director, screenwriter, and producer. The 75-year-old who was born in Amsterdam started his film career while serving in the Dutch Navy, for whom he produced documentaries. Paul Verhoeven has a net worth of $20 million.
So he's a brilliant filmmaker, though.
Who was the guy who did what's those movies that I love that was on Netflix? The guy who went out and did all those shootings and put that suit of armor on. What was that movie called? Was it Rampage? No, it wasn't.
Yeah, Rampage. I know you're
talking. What's the director's name again?
God, hold on.
That crazy fucker.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. He was like a boxer and shit. It's not coming to me. He did like he was like the guy.
While we're looking that up later, let's what's the director of the Jungle Book? We were just talking about him before we started recording. Favreau.
Yeah, Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau. Let me look him up.
He's got to be worth almost $200 million now. If he's not,
how much?
He's got to be at least $200 million or 100.
Net worth of Jon Favreau Let me click on celebrity net worth because I feel like because I'm only going as far as what Google will say at the top, and then I'm not clicking on anything. So let me see if it says anything different when I actually go into celebrity net worth. Jon Favreau.
Got to be worth at least $100 million now.
Where is it? The number was Jon Favreau has an estimated net worth of more than $60 million.
Okay. I'd say it's got to be at least $100 million. He's got to be at least $100 million.
Well, it does say more.
And if it's not,
he's invested in gold.
Dude, I'm telling you, I can almost 99.99% guarantee he got a killer deal for making The Lion King because they knew
after that
The Lion King is going to be huge. Cause didn't the Jungle Book like make $1 billion?
Oh yeah, it crushed. And,
so the Lion King.
And once this whole Disney Plus thing goes through and all this stuff, and he's still acting, so he's not cheap.
Almost nobody. Okay, so Chris, I know I can talk to Chris about movies and filmmakers and stuff because he loves movies just like I do. So most of the time, it's very rare that we don't know who each other is talking about. 9 out of 10 people you ask say. You show them a picture of like 5 people and you say, who's Jon Favreau? Nobody knows who Jon Favreau is. I know because I've been watching him. I saw him as an actor. I guess maybe he had done some stuff, but like I remember him from like PCU with like he played a stoner in college and like now he's just killing it with the movie directing. Good for him, man.
Remember him on what was that movie he did? It was about
he did the Iron Man movies.
Yeah, he did Iron Man before that. The one that the Swingers, like with
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, Swingers and stuff like that. That's when I first saw.
He used to be a lowbrow comedy guy.
Mm-hmm. And now he's crushing it. I mean, just like what Kevin Feige said for the Marvel films. It's like, why did you get James Gunn? He's only done these little independent. Like we're looking for good storytellers. We could tell that he can tell a good story, and it doesn't matter if you've only done little independent films. You have this ability to tell the story the way it needs to be told, and they were right. They've been picking the best directors. Who else was a good? Let me look up. What about? All right, let's keep the test going. Quenton Tarantino, net worth. What did you get?
Okay, so Tarantino is one of those. I haven't looked,
guy.
All right, so I haven't looked this up, but I will say that from my knowledge of Tarantino movies, he's one of the guys that makes like the best conversation movies, but also his movies, not all of them make a lot of money. I mean, they always make their money back, but I'm not going to sit here and say that Tarantino movies.
But you might as well call him the one of the kings of the cult classics.
Yes, I would say if he's more than $150 million, $200 million, I'd be surprised.
So what is your final answer?
I would say 110, 120.
Very close. It just says as a net worth of 100 million.
Oh, okay. All right. See there.
I'm gonna call that a correct answer. You got that one right.
Because guys, not that he's not brilliant, he is, but he makes niche movies that don't make. You know what I'm saying? When was the last time I don't think he's ever made a movie that's like it made $900 million. They just don't generally do that.
He doesn't make those types of movies.
No, he doesn't. So like people saying he's worth $1 billion. No.
I expect even this one with that's about to come out.
That's gonna be good. I like that.
He didn't do The Wolf of Wall Street. That wasn't one of his movies.
No, that was a Scorsese movie.
That's a Scorsese film. Like I would even with this cast with Brad Pitt and everybody in it. I feel like this movie is probably gonna make at the top maybe 300, but it doesn't need to. The budget is low.
Yeah, it's gonna be under $50 million.
Like you mean total profit?
No. What I'm saying is I think they're probably going to spend maybe $30 to $50 million, and a lot of that's going. Yeah, I think most of the budget of the whole film. I think it's going to be under 100. It's got to be under $100 million.
I'm in Hollywood, but
most of the budget though, I think is going to go to between Tarantino.
It says it has a budget of $95 to $100 million.
Okay, yeah, all right. So
that's mostly to the actors because it's not a.
Right,
it's not a what they call.
It's going to go to Brad Pitt. It's going to go to Tarantino, and a big budget because dude gets big movies. Fucking Leo gets paid now.
Yeah, your triple threat. You got your Brad Pitt, your Leonardo DiCaprio, and Margot Robbie, and you got some of the biggest stars and actors in Hollywood right now. Especially DiCaprio. I mean, that dude's crushing it right now too and producing.
You know, one of my favorite things about the Tarantino movies is he can make an entertaining movie out of 4 people sitting in a room together, and you don't even have to leave that room.
It's true. One of the messed up things about. Did you hear about how Uma Thurman said that she was upset, like she didn't want to do a bunch of these stunts that he forced her to do.
Yeah, the car crash. Yeah,
got injured on that. Just recently at the Cannes Festival, I posted this on the T3 Media's Twitter. Reposted how this woman from the New York Times tried to call. You watched. They had a panel. They had Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tarantino, and Margot Robbie. Sitting down talking, answering questions about the movie, and they were all having a great time for 30 minutes. She's just laughing and talking, and the very last question comes in. Well, you got a woman here like Margot Robbie, a very talented actress. She was on Wolf of Wall Street with DiCaprio.
Love that movie.
iCarly, very, very talented actress. But you cast her in a movie where she has hardly any speaking roles. Was that done deliberately, and what do you say about the to have such a talented actress and don't have that much of a speaking role for her? And it immediately sucked the air out of all the fun of that whole thing. The only thing he said was, well, I reject your hypothesis. And that's all he said. He just hold his arm. That was it. He came from this type of vibe to, I reject your hypothesis. And then Margot Robbie was like, okay. So she answered the question like, look, she basically gave there are no small parts, only small actors answer. I'm a grown ass woman, and if I didn't want to take the damn part, I wouldn't have taken the part.
I'll say this: Tarantino is one of the few filmmakers that is up there with Spielberg and Cameron that have as being an actor. I'm not an actor, but this is just, I would say, almost common knowledge. If you are a working actor / actress in Hollywood, generally there's a pool of common actors where the big directors will try to pull from when they want somebody for their projects, and all of them are generally, even if you don't get the part, will be aware that Tarantino or Cameron has a project, and I'm sure that regardless of the size of the role in that movie, they are scrounging to try to get into that movie, especially if it's a Tarantino movie. Yeah. I don't think Margot Robbie had any qualms about the limited number of her lines in that movie.
In which she said she didn't. I felt like it was insulting to the fact that Quenton Tarantino is a storyteller. So it's like, even if he, while writing the movie, goes, who would be good for this role? But let's get across.
Like, I want Margot Robbie in it.
Let's cross that bridge and get to it. But he's not gonna go. If Margot Robbie was like, hey, I don't have enough speaking roles in this. I need you to change the whole script and give me like 50% of the talking time. He's gonna go next. I mean, he's not going to change his story for one actor. I don't think he would do that for Leo. I don't think he would do that for any actor.
He doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
And that's not to me. That's not good storytelling. The saying goes, the actor is to serve the character, and the character serves the story.
Right.
The story. It's not the other way around.
Guys that may have. More dialogue from this one character may not have benefited the movie.
May ruin the movie. I mean, if the movie is, if there's a movie about the life and the life and the times of Sean Malloy, and it's about how you were born and raised and your whole career, and that means I'm only in that story, but like what, 5% of that story, maybe less. And then I go, the guy who's playing me, or me if I'm playing myself, I'm going, no, you know what? I need to be in like the majority of this movie about Sean. Where's my screen time? I got dreams too. Like, that doesn't make any damn sense. Like, no, we're gonna get somebody else to play Chris, like Chris Rock. I think he'll do a better job. But it was just something that just infuriated me on it, man. What about the director? You want to do one more director? Or you want to? Because I got some lined up.
Adrian Lin.
Adrian Lin. How much money are you thinking Adrian Lin?
Less than 20 million. Did Fatal Attraction and Jacob's Ladder.
Lin, L-I-L-E-N.
L-Y-N-N-E, I think, Adrian Lin.
There we go, L-N, yeah. Adrian Lin is at, you want to guess or you want me to tell you?
I'd say less than $20 million.
It says a net worth of $20 million. Damn, you are crushing. looking these up.
I'm not. Like, my hands are free. I'm just guessing because I know they haven't done. Okay, so I pull from movie directors of movies I love, but you just don't see like Paul Verhoeven. Most people, if they even know who he is, are gonna say RoboCop. Yeah, that's true. He's done some other movies, but
I'm about
RoboCop.
to type in Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood is worth some money.
Clint Eastwood is at
$300 to $400 million.
You're gonna say 3 to 4?
I'll say 350.
I'll say 400.
All right.
And let's see. Enter 375.
Look at that. I knew it. We knew it.
Yeah. So just looking at the types of movies that he's made and how long he's been at the top of the game. He's been
killing it for so long.
I would have been surprised if he would have been anywhere less than that. Yeah, that's I'll do one more. Do we do Martin Scorsese or did we? No.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Martin Scorsese.
We've done James Cameron before. Martin Scorsese. All right,
I'd say he's.
I would say
150. I'd say $150 million.
I would say 500 million.
All right, so I say 150. You say 5.
Martin Scorsese.
You can't be much more than 2 though. But I'm not going any higher than 2.
You crushed it. 100 mil.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought. I mean, I know because his movies win so many damn Oscars. I thought maybe he was doing like a lot of.
He's like Tarantino though. His movies don't make a whole lot of money. Yeah, but like Tarantino, they crush it with the critics.
But I thought Martin Scorsese was more of like a Nolan type that gets like on production.
That's the last one we got to do. Christopher Nolan net worth. I bet he's worth. I bet you he's greedier. I'd say. I'm just saying.
He wants to get on that. He wants to get on that Spielberg level. So put my name on everything.
Actually, I'd say let's do 2 more. Let's do Christopher Nolan and then Michael Bay because I'm curious to see just how greedy Michael Bay is. I know he's worth. I'd say Nolan. I'd say $250-300 million, maybe.
British American film director. What do you mean British American? Is he British or is he American? He's
British, but he lives in America, I think.
So he's got a citizenship. This British American director, screenwriter, and producer has a net worth of 180.
I said 200, 250. Okay, all right.
$180. Certain knowledge. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He still takes the bus.
All right, so
and the last one,
Michael Bay. Sign my checks. My nuts.
If it's anything like epic rap battles of history, this dude should have like
gotta be $3
trillion.
I'd say 300. I'll say 300 million.
Michael Bay's salary. Damn, that's the only one that's ever started like that. Michael Bay's net worth. Michael Bay is an American director and film producer who has a net worth of $430 million. You've got to remember that he was on that Transformers train making $1 billion.
Yeah, he was. Like, what did I say? 300
5 times in a row. Yeah, you were close. Very close. Yeah. 430 mil. I'm not surprised that he's almost at $500 million.
Almost $500,000. Michael Bay. Michael Bay. When the fuck you gonna make Bad Boys 3? That's all I gotta say.
He's already producing it. They're already filming, man. They're already doing it.
When's it coming out?
Let's see.
Are you a cop or a goddamn model?
Bad Boys 3 release says January 17th, 2020. You gonna get it?
Wait, January of 2020? Really for Bad Boys?
January 2020.
Is it still Bad Boys for Life?
That's exactly what it's called. Still, stupid ass title for the 3rd movie. It should be Bad Boys 3, and then the 4th one should be Bad Boys for Life.
Are they doing 4? They will if it makes a killing.
They said they're planning on a 3rd and a 4th one, but they're probably just gonna wait to see how the 3rd one goes.
I hope they slim Martin Lawrence down a little. Last time I saw an interview with him, that boy had looked like he'd just been eating Cheetos and not like hitting the gym.
Let me go to Martin Lawrence.
No disrespect, Martin Lawrence. I love you, man, but that role you gotta be kind of ripped for that.
I wish he could get back down to his original size, man. Because
his head getting a little like bigger from it.
Yeah, like I said, that's too much Hennessy. He's got that Hennessy head.
I tell you what, man. I loved. Some people were like, Bad Boys 1 was no. I thought Bad Boys 2 was better than Bad Boys 1. I loved Bad Boys 2. I
just like the fact that it was such a damn surprise. I love a movie like to me it's like John Wick. How much John Wick was just such a out of the gate surprise. Nobody expected it to be anything, and then it just turned out to be everything. That's what Bad Boys 1 was to me. But you're right. Overall, I think quality wise, I think part 2 was kind of better. But it's just those you can quote. I can quote part one.
I can still remember the thing. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 that had that
Oh
whole
yeah,
all those Michael
That's
Bay movies. Dun, 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 dun,
and the
dun,
camera
dun.
circling around.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, they had
The military has to stop everything that they're doing to do them a favor, to give them a ride over the city. Like all those favors.
man, that's one thing Michael Bay knows how to do is make epic
explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's worth $430 million. So you know.
I'm Michael Bay, and this is my grill. Chink. Did you see that where he had like explosions coming out of a swimming pool? This is my TV.
I think I saw that.
Basically, they were making fun of the explosions. He had a button to blow up everything that's on his property.
Michael Bay should have that, a button to blow up everything. I think that would be the funniest thing.
Resident Michael Bay. Oh.